amigues, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we're gonna be talking about the things that you need to know before coming here in the United States that no one tells you about. Number 1, bring a valid ID with you besides from your passport. Because here in America, they always ask you for your ID, especially if you are entering a bar or a club, or if you are in a restaurant and you're having drinks. But if you don't have a valid ID, that is not a problem, because the moment that you get here in the United States, you can always apply for a state ID that you can use every time you go out. Why do I suggest this? Because you don't want to bring your passport always with you because you might lose it. And if you lose it, you know what will happen. Second is, your phone should be unlocked. It is super hassle if your phone is locked to a certain network in your country. For example, this phone is locked in the Philippines. I can only use it if I use Globe SIM card. And so I have to buy another phone again so I can use the US SIM card that I bought. Next is, do not bring too many clothes. You might be asking, Rio, are you crazy? Why would I not bring a lot of clothes? I am traveling, or I will be away for 1 year. My answer is, the moment that you get here, I am for sure 100% that you will still buy a lot of clothes, because there will be times that you will go to the mall and it's sale and you're gonna be like, oh, I want that clothes. Or if you're maybe just bored and you are hanging out with your friends and then you guys went to the mall and then you see some cute dress or like some cool shirts, and for sure you will buy that, right? So I would highly suggest not to bring too much clothes with you. So you might be asking, okay Rio, how much clothes should I bring for a 1-year program? So make sure to click the notification bell, because I will teach you on how to pack. I'll be giving you guides and tips and the stuff that you can and cannot bring. And you might be thinking, so what will I put in my luggage? Well, that brings us to number 4, to bring a lot of food with you instead. So you might have a question again, Rio, in our orientation, they said that you can only bring 12 kinds of food, 12 packs of noodles, 12 packs of this, not more than 12, not more than 1, not more than 3. Well, I don't know why did they say that, because to be honest, they don't really care how many food you bring in your luggage, as long as there's no perishable foods in your luggage. Next is, if your flight is not a direct flight and you have layovers, especially if your layover is 3 hours or more, please choose Hong Kong instead of Japan. Why? Because Japan doesn't offer free Wi-Fi, and you don't want to be waiting for 3 hours not doing anything and just sit down and wait for your flight. Especially if you're alone, that is not really a way to go. So I would highly suggest to use Hong Kong as your layover, because even if you have an 8 hours layover there, you will never get bored, because you can just talk to your family or go through social media or watch Netflix or go to YouTube, and learn some new stuff. And actually, that's what I did for my 8 hours layover in Hong Kong. Number 6, I highly recommend to have an early check-in. So there are airlines that will allow you to check in through your mobile 24 hours before your flight. Take that opportunity, because you don't want to be sitting all the way back to the plane, especially if your hand carry is super heavy. And that also brings us to the next tip, is that if your hand carry bag is super heavy, for example, you put all the heavy stuff in your hand carry, it is not advisable that you use a backpack. Instead, use a hand carry luggage or trolley, so you don't have to carry that heavy bag and get your shoulder hurt. Next is, this might come as a surprise to you, but I swear this is very advisable, is that please learn how to ride a bike if you don't know, or learn how to drive. Why? Because going back and forth from your house to the grocery store will cost you a lot of money riding a taxi. So if you have a bicycle with you, you can just use that to travel from your place to the grocery store or to somewhere that you want to go. Next is, don't talk to strangers. And of course, I know you know what I mean by that. Next tip is that every time that you will go to a restaurant, always tip your server. I know, especially in the Philippines, it's not normal to tip your server, it's not a requirement, but here in the United States, you need to tip your server. So you might be asking me, so how much tip should we give to the server? Well, it depends on your bill. If your bill is $100, it is recommended to tip your server 20% of that. But if you feel that 20% is too much, the least that you can give to your server is 15%. Number 11 is study all the responsibilities of your job position and the terminologies of your department. Why? Because you might be thinking that a server is, like a simple job that you just take orders and then put it in the system and that's all. No. If you're a server, you need to know every kinds of liquor, every kinds of beer, where are they from, what is this, what is that, in the food, if they have allergy, what do you need to suggest. And for example, your manager asks you to get a bebnap and you're gonna be like, what the hell is that? So I highly suggest that you study all of this stuff so when you get here, you won't look like you don't know anything at all. Next is, I highly recommend to study the basic Spanish. I know in the Philippines we speak some of Spanish words, but I'm telling you, you still need to study some basic Spanish because I am telling you that when you get here, not everyone is speaking English. For example, you are lost and the first person that you saw and asked questions doesn't understand English, so you might be needing some basic Spanish to communicate with them. Next is be friendly. Even if you don't know the person, you can just simply say hi, hello, or how are you, especially when you are working. Always greet the guests with a smile. Number 14 is do not be sensitive. Work on your emotions and practice of not being a sensitive because you will be needing that a lot, especially if you are in the hospitality industry. And the last but not the least is don't forget to save money. I know the moment that you get here, you will be so excited to travel from different states or buy this, buy that, and you will forget to save money. Why did I know this? Because I also forget to save money and I just realized it when my program is ending. So please don't forget to save money. When you open a bank account, you can also open a savings. Just ask them and they will be happy to assist you. And that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll always be notified whenever I upload new videos. Thank you so much. Bye for now.